Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Tarun's Thoughts. My name's Tarun Shetty, and this is my bedroom. Hope everyone's having a good week. LA pandemic, it's going. People are wearing masks outside, and some people don't care. And I mention this every single day. I'm writing my new book, and it's about it's about boarding school, because I went to boarding school, and I thought I would talk about that today, because a lot of my friends, the great thing about doing comedy is like you're just like in this whirlpool of people, from guys who never finished high school to like there's super smart guys who like went to law school or ex-lawyers. It's like this weird melting pot of all kinds of people from different backgrounds and educations. And look, I was very privileged growing up. Like, my parents had the means to send me to a boarding school, and my friends always asked me about that. They were like, "Dude, what is boarding school like?" I left home when I was 14. I really haven't been at home since I left home at 14. I was always away. 14 to 18, I was in boarding school. Then I went to college, and even when I was at college, I was always part of like these summer programs and stuff. So I really left home pretty young. And then last couple years ago, I went home for like 2 months to help my parents move. But boarding school was a big deal in my life and a really formative experience, and nothing but positive things to say about boarding school. Where I went to this place called Holderness Academy, and I love the school. I love the teachers and students there. They're all exceptional. Now, with that said, like when I was going through it, in fact, I actually made a video. I think I went back to Holderness and I made a travel video. It's on my YouTube page somewhere. It's like Tarun Goes to Holderness or something like that. It's there somewhere. Just look it up. But with that said, when I was going to school, I was miserable. Like, just being honest, like I was introverted kid. I mean, not a lot has changed. I'm introverted now, pretty much. But I definitely was an introverted kid. I was sheltered. I played like a lot of tennis growing up, but like even that was, only like a very small group of friends. And so my brother went to the school, and I was a really average student. But it was easier for me to get into the school because my brother went to the school. So I remember going there and just being absolutely miserable. But it's not about that. Like, seriously, I'm just going to say this again. It was a positive experience. I think just as a kid, not knowing anything and, being out of your comfort zone, I was just in this weird time in my life. And the reason is because boarding school, I think the best thing about it is it makes you live with a student community. It makes you live under a certain set of rules. And that's something which I never really had growing up. Like, my parents were pretty liberal. Like, they let me do whatever I wanted, essentially. I mean, within limits. Like as long as I did my homework, I did this, whatever. I didn't really have like this set way to live, even though I'm from a conservative Indian family. But boarding school, when you go there, it's really about the ethos of the school, like how they live. There's like a student job program. You've got a set time to go to your classes. You have to be part of required sports. So I mean, and also number one, there was like just interaction with different students from like all over the world. So just to break it down in really rudimentary terms, like my freshman year, I just remember just like you're trying to just survive. You're trying to just be like, man, where the hell am I? There's like all these people here, the upperclassmen, and you live in these dorms. And like the thing about it is like there's not always going to be adult supervision. I mean, there are like dorm leaders. I don't know how these other boarding schools are. Like, I went to go work at this talent agency, and there were like kids from boarding school like all over the place. Because let's be real, a lot of kids who go to boarding school from like well-to-do families. So like my friends in these jobs. They were from like Exeter and like Milton Academy and stuff. So they had similar experiences. But the school I went to, you know, it was a bit smaller. And I just remember like being in the dorms and being like, dude, what the hell's going on here at night? Because like the upperclassmen would sometimes haze the underclassmen, and you're really trying to survive, just like trying to figure out who you are and where you fit in. So that was my freshman year, right? You're just trying to adjust and just get into the flow. And then sophomore year, you're still an underclassman, it gets a little bit better. And then junior year, you have it on lockdown. Like you're like, you've been there for 2 or 3 years, for 3 years, and you're just like in the flow of it. You know how the school works, and you have like kind of senior status. And then senior year, you're just, you know, you're flying. Like you have everything figured out. You're working. And by the way, while all of this is going on, you still have to perform well academically. So it's this weird hybrid of figuring yourself out while going to school, which makes it even more unique. In fact, like when I was at boarding school, like I had gone through the whole roommate. I had so many roommates in the school. When I went to college, I had my dad write a note saying that I had like severe asthma because I did not want another roommate, because I didn't want to have to go through, you know, living with a kid who was like so excited to be away from home, because I had been through that. And I feel like, you know, a lot of kids in boarding school, like you're kind of forced to grow up a little bit faster because you don't have the parents to protect you. In fact, and I used to feel so bad for kids who never really figured it out. Like you'd always see those kids who like were just kind of socially awkward. Like you have to have it teaches you how to adjust, how to like there's like a survival mechanism for all kids, I think, in my opinion. Like humor, you know, you being cool, like you're an athlete, you know, you know how to like stand back. Some kids know how to just instinctively just fit into a system, and they learn how to survive. Other kids, they're just like socially aloof, and those are the kids that are kind of just like, you know, have a harder time. Also, you know, when you go to boarding school, the pluses, you know, there's smaller classes, there's more attention, you know, all that stuff's there. But at the end of the day, it's really about just the school itself and being part of the school spirit. And in addition to that, there's so many other positives. You know, there's like a sports program which was mandatory like when I was there, and it was great because I wasn't athletic. I played tennis, but like it really made me like do other sports like running. Like I was part of the ski team, played basketball. So I got to do these other things which carried over after school. Like I still run to this day. I still do all these different kind of activities because of school. I was part of the drama club in school, which I would have never taken part of in public school. And that was really the genesis of me like acting, of me, you know, being a performer. There was even a teacher there, an English teacher, who really encouraged my writing, which, you know, I talk about in my book. And there were just really formative experiences that I got out of it, which was beneficial for me. And I'm just touching the surface here. There's so many other positives about the school I went to, which they offer, and really, again, formative experiences that helped me develop and grow and just be the person who I am today. So again, boarding school, it's not for everybody. I remember there were kids who were totally miserable and they quit after like a year or two, and they just couldn't stand it. And look, that happens. I mean, I think anywhere you go, it's got to be the right fit. In fact, like when you apply to college, I think when you go to college is really dependent on your personality. Like some kids would go on to these liberal arts schools in the country, other kids would go to the big city. Like, so you really got to find like the right personality, a school that fits you. So if you're looking about boarding school, I mean, if there are young teenagers watching this, I don't know why my demo is young 13-year-old boys and girls. But if you are looking to go to boarding school, you know, just make sure that you're, you know, you take it all in and know that nothing's permanent, right? You can always just, you know, drop out after 6 months or go back to your public school if it's not working out for you. The coolest thing for me though, I mean, I went back to my old boarding school like 2 years ago, just like as a tour. You know, I was making that video and stuff, and like a lot of my friends, some friends went back to go teach at the school. Like that's how much they loved it. So It wasn't just me. There was a lot of dedication and affection that goes into these schools, and there's like a lifelong bond that you have with people and the school itself. So there you have it. That's a boarding school. Hope you took something out of this. Hopefully, pay attention so you're not making videos on your phone when you're an adult male. Have a great week. Take care, guys.